Hello buddies. Welcome back to Quick Movies. Today I will explain a 2015 thriller movie named Goosebumps. A family is seen toward the start of the film, which is mother and child. They were moving to another city because that kid named Zach's mom was being moved to the city. Zach was troubled to come here because he used to reside in New York before. Now they arrive at another house. Furthermore, Zach goes outside to gather his luggage. Then he experiences a neighbor young lady who was his age fellow. She is exceptionally beguiling and calls Zach to her. Then the two of them tell their character to each other. That young lady's name is Hannah. They are chatting with each other. Then Hannah's dad seems there, and he inquires Zach, "Why have you visited at our house? Never show up again at my home or around my daughter." Hearing it, Zach feels ill. When Zach is taking his gear out, coming to the house, he figures out the photograph of his late father. Seeing that photograph, Zach is grieved. Next day, it is seen that Zach prompts his school alongside his mother, where he meets a kid who tells him that Friday is a party day at school. "You should visit, we will meet." Saying it, he leaves from here. Zach experiences Hannah when he gets back to his home, who is sharing with him. "I am sorry for what my dad shared with you." Zach answers, "It's okay." Hannah says that you are new here, so I take you to a specific area here. You had never under any circumstance seen such a spot before. You will partake in a ton there. Then, at that point, they together moved to the entertainment park. It had been deserted for some years. Zach was feeling great in the organization of Hannah. They both blabber then, at that point, return to the house. Zach inquires Hannah, "Will you go with me to any place on this weekend?" Then Hannah tells, "I will tell you after deciding." Then Hannah's dad comes there again. He says to Zach, "I had prohibited you. So it is your last opportunity now. You will apologize in the event that you don't stop." Zach leaves from that point and starts contemplating going to his house. Meantime, he starts to hear a few sounds from Hannah's house. As Hannah is sobbing. Hannah's dad is cautioning her, "You won't get out of the house now on." Hannah says, "I need to make new companions. I need to go outside," and her dad starts yelling saying, "No." Also, these voices were getting loud. Zach feels as he is beating Hannah. He calls police there. As the police approaches there, then her dad tells that Hannah isn't at house from the last 2 days. She has gone to one more city alongside her mother. Then Zach says, "I have seen Hannah here. I am here after a gathering with her." Police officials step in the place of Hannah, but they don't get seeing Hannah. Zach's mom exonerates Hannah's mother, but Zach realized that he has stowed away Hannah someplace in the house. Zach doesn't have the foggiest idea how might he help Hannah. He contacts a similar school companion who had offered him a party. Zach lets that companion know when he shows up at his house that a man has detained her girl in our neighborhood. He acts stringently with her. "I called you here for this purpose, that you might help me and that young lady." They were holding on to profit the opportunity to visit his house. Then it is seen that Hannah's dad drives away, and they had a decent opportunity for them. They go inside the place of Hannah, but the astonishing truth was this: they don't find Hannah anywhere. Then they move to the basement where Hannah's dad had set a trap. They emerge from that spot. They notice a shelf, having many put books, which had been composed by a solitary author, and these were locked. Zach's companion tells him, "This writer used to compose just the awful stories, and we don't have any idea where he disappeared." Then Hannah approaches there, and the two of them are seriously scared, and that book drops down from the hold of his hand. That book's lock is broken, and it is opened. That book was radiating light. Then a white gorilla shows up from that book, which was the personality of the book. It goes after Zach's friend, but Zach gets him. Then that white gorilla emerges from that house, harming everything as books. Another book had likewise unlocked. This white gorilla had a name in this book, Snowman. Now Zach, his companion, and Hannah hurry to an ice arena, which was a cold place. Hannah says, "We should send Snowman back into the book," but Snowman drops down the book. 3 of them stow away at a spot while running, but Snowman additionally arrives at their. Hannah's dad comes from the rear as it is almost to go after them, and he locks Snowman in the book while opening it, and then they drive away, taking 3 of them. He was enraged. Zach was thinking that Hannah's dad is the writer of these books. Hannah's dad says to Zach, arriving at home, "Just failed to remember what you witnessed." Then Zach demands, "Let me know the genuine matter." Then, at that point, Hannah's dad uncovers that I experienced a sensitivity in my childhood. I couldn't go outside for this reason, and the other kids used to toss stone at my home window. I used to compose the books. Keeping myself at house, I composed this multitude of horrendous stories. Sitting in the loneliness, and what happened now that the introduced characters in the book start to enliven. So I have locked them. Hannah's dad tells him, "It isn't out of risk to remain here now, so gather all books." We are going to somewhere else to stay. Then Hannah's dad sees that another book is likewise unlocked, and there is Sham, situated close to it on the sofa. It was the personality of that book. Hannah's dad attempts to resend that faker into the book wittingly, but that slappy faker comprehends and consumes all books, and it constructs armed force including the little toys, which start to go after them. In any case, Zack and his companion consume those toys. Afterwards, those toys remove their structure again. They come from the house, protecting themselves. Then they witness that Dummy had liberated all beasts and animals of the books from the books prior to consuming them, which are bringing an obliteration all through the city. Observing it, they get stressed too much. They proclaim, "We should look for that faker at any cost." For this, Zack proposes to Hannah's father, "Write this story again," which has his all character return to their books again, and it is the best way to send them back into that book. Then Hannah's dad says, "This is a decent idea, but I have stowed away the typewriter in school through which I type the books." They get in their vehicle to head to the school, but a monstrous bug stops their vehicle on the way, and it was likewise a kind of character in one of the books. It starts to destroy their vehicle. Simultaneously, they moved to the close-by supermarket, but there was likewise werewolf in the supermarket, which was eating the lying meat there. Then it pushes forward to go after them, closing the entryway of that general store. They come outside, but werewolf had additionally come outside, severing the door, and it was continuing them. Then, at that point, Zack's auntie arrives at there, who used to live in this city before. She hits her vehicle with the werewolf. So it falls into the trash stick. It is wounded. Zack shares with his auntie, "Go to me, mother." They go through the cemeteries to go to school. Zack sees there that Hannah is shimmering under the moonlight. Then all dead bodies bring to emerge from the graves, and dead bodies endeavor to go after them. Somehow, they emerge from the door of graveyard. Now they move to school. They begin looking through the typewriter. Arriving at the school, Hannah's dad tells Zack that, "I let you know today, who is Hannah, and for what reason was she sparkling in the moonlight? Actually, she is additionally my depicted character. I had let be excessively, so I remembered to compose a book where I depict a person like the human being, and it might likewise appear to be truly before the world. So I take Hannah out. Opening that book. So it was the reason I never used to go her outside and meet the people. So anybody may not be aware of it, despite the fact that Hannah does likewise not have some familiarity with it, otherwise, she will be saddened." Zack comprehends that Hannah's dad is a decent-hearted man. Then Hannah tells them while coming there that typewrite has been looked throughout. Hannah's dad says, "Close every one of the entryways of the school, so no beast might show up here. I will type book in depression. Around then, you might head off to some place else in this school." Now 3 of them move to a school party, which was being directed in the lobby. Zack tells everybody, "Going there, take care yourselves." Since beasts had likewise drawn closer there, don't open the single entryway. In any case, they additionally enter the school, but that Goliath bug was at that point present there. It is conceivable that it might have arrived at there while pursuing them. It assaults a current gatekeeper there. Zack tells every one of them the writer is composing a book in a similar school to resend the beasts into the book. So we need to mind them so no beast might go to his room. So they start to set the things before the door. It is seen out of the school that Sham had additionally arrived at there, opening all books. It brings all massive characters out, and it consumes the books. She had fabricated her army, which planned to fight against human beings. On the opposite side, it is seen that Hannah's dad is composing that book in the hall. Meantime, Sham seems there. Hannah's dad attempts to stop it. In any case, that Sham harms his fingers. So he may not type. Zack and Hannah arrive at there. They bring him out where different understudies of school were gathered. They had likewise lifted a typewrite with them. Hannah's dad is disturbed, reasoning that if no cure could be found soon, then these beasts won't ever return, and this world will be destroyed. He shares with them, "Slappy Faker is after me, and it will pursue me on the off chance that I go outside, and remaining beasts will likewise do likewise while pursuing it. As an outcome, this spot will be liberated from those monsters, and we will arrange for that all beasts together might be killed at a time." Then it is seen that Sham is outside. Then a school transport is moving there which emerges from school. That Sham feels that there are same individuals inside, who is running from the school. Then he drives all monsters to that bus, and all monsters come on that bus. They notice while opening the transport that there isn't Hannah's dad or anybody else, but there was a phony man. Furthermore, there was likewise trap set in that bus.as a bomb will be impacted with the kickoff of that door, and it happens something very similar. All beasts are finished with the blast of the bomb. Now it is seen that Zack, his companion, Hannah and her dad are heading out in another bus. They move to the entertainment park, where Zack and Hannah had visited in the beginning. There Zack starts to type a similar story which was being told by Hannah's father, because beasts were as yet alive. They had halted as a result of that bomb for a while, but they can't reach end without book story. The faker likewise shows up there, which opened the final book. That a exceptionally compromising beast shows up from there. It was such a beast which could eat anybody. Moving next to it. Hannah's dad says to Zach, think of yourself the further story, you appear to be splendid. Also, he, when all is said and done, goes to stop that monster. As Hannah's dad goes before that monster, then it overwhelms him. On the opposite side, Zach, his companion, and Hannah come on the scene, who are finishing the book story, but that faker glimpses them. It tells all monsters, stop them, moving towards them. They are perched on the entertainment ride, and it is tumbled down due to the assault of a monster. Fortunately, they were secure, and Zach has likewise composed the total book story, but those beasts were uninformed, reasoning the way in which anybody can compose the book soon. But it was the brilliancy of Zach that he had composed that book. Now the last part was to open that book. Then all beasts return to the book. Hannah likewise moves to that book alongside all monsters. Zach didn't need it. So he is confounded, possibly he ought to open book or not, and he likewise attempts to uncover to Hannah before it that you are the non-existent person of this book. Hannah tells, no doubt. I knew, yet I just didn't have any desire to hurt you. I needed to cause you to understand that I am likewise a human being. And she strongly grabs that book from Zach, and she opens it, putting on the ground, and light glimmers slipped from the sky with the launch of the book, and all beasts return to that book, including Sham, which was almost to kill Hannah's father, and it says, I will return back. And it is seen that Hannah additionally starts to move into the book while shining, but Zach was sad in light of the fact that he didn't wish it that she might get back to book. He endeavors to stop her, yet Hannah moves to that book like other monsters. Then it is seen that Zach and Hannah's dad are completely sad because they had expressions of warmth for her. Now it is seen that situation of the city had reestablishes according to routine, but Zach used to recollect Hannah till now. One day he experiences Hannah's dad going to the school, who had been recruited as a teacher there. They discuss Hannah after the school time. Then Zach gets seeing Hannah. Hannah's dad tells him, look here. I have composed another book, through which Hannah returned into this world. I realized that you had created loving affections for Hannah, and furthermore Hannah and Zach feel fulfillment, meeting each other. Hannah's dad likewise feels satisfaction. Hannah's dad is seen, dealing with the typewriter. At that time, somebody is composing itself on the typewriter. The explanation was, the undetectable young man Revenge was such a beast which was unseen, and it planned to get payback from them. Witnessing it, Hannah's dad's skin knocks are raised. Nothing has come to the dependability. The film additionally finishes on this scene. Thanks for watching. Please buddies subscribe my channel, share my videos and leave a like to help the channel out.